Looks like Rob Pelinka will be the new general manager of the Lakers. So Pelinka will be the new. It looks like he's getting it all ironed out now. But Danny boy, what a great time to get Coach Fisher on now, huh? And yes, the answer to that trivia question is that he did play with the Fab Five. And big game tonight, big game this weekend. They're all big games right now for Coach Fisher. 16-10 going into tonight's action. And he joins us now here on the Corky's Hotline. Coach, you got it. Let's really a nice way to start here. Rob Pelinka, now the new general manager of the Los Angeles Lakers, one of your former guys, gets the GM job there. Your thoughts on it?
Well, I'm hopeful I'll be able to get some tickets every now and then. That's a start. That was my first thought.
Free Laker tickets is good. I got you. But
that's
pretty cool, huh, Coach?
It is cool. I'm so happy for Rob, and he is a tremendous person, extremely intelligent. As you referenced, he played for us at Michigan. He was also, Dan, he was on that 89 national championship team, in addition to playing with the Fab Five. And straight A student, law school degree from Michigan, and is everything that you would want in terms of someone that has the ability to think under pressure, make appropriate decisions. He's been in this world for a long, long time and knows the lay of the land. Obviously, also referenced he's Kobe Bryant's agent. The last, I don't know how many years, the only clients he took were those that were guaranteed to be lottery picks. He was that highly regarded, and he's quality through and through. I think that's a phenomenal addition to the Lakers.
I would say this, Coach, all the experiences that you instill in all of your guys. Here's a great example of it here. You know, the difference in those two teams that you had, the Glenn Rice team that won the title over Seton Hall versus the Fab Five, night and day, just in characters and personalities. And the results pretty much the same, and the type of success that they had on the court. That just to me, that is what it prepares you for the journey that you want to go on if you want to stay, whether it's in business or in basketball, that you are able to see the differences in teams and personalities and dealing with different types of people. That's got to be a great classroom for him to have gone through that, to deal with Kobe Bryant. That's a classroom that you just can't put a price tag on.
If you're involved in athletics, you have a myriad of experiences that prepare you for life, and you go through. You have all sorts of individuals that you work with, and if you're going to be successful, you have to work together and trust one another, and find a way, with coming from different backgrounds and having different beliefs and lifestyles, to form a bond and work through the rough edges. And we all have them. It doesn't matter what walk of life you're in. There are challenges that you have to deal with. And if you have the ability to take a deep breath and rely somewhat on previous experiences, it's very helpful. And Rob grew up in the northern suburbs of Chicago in Lake Forest, Illinois. And I was the principal recruiter for him when I was Bill Frieder's assistant. So I had many trips in, visits with he and his family. And I know that the experiences that he's had, both as an athlete and then again in the work world, have prepared him for the challenge that he'll have now. But athletics does. It's a bit of a roadmap for how you have to deal with a lot of situations in order to grow and be successful.
Head basketball coach of the Aztecs, Steve Fisher, here on San Diego Sports Leader, the Mighty 1090. Coach, I would think a lot of character this year, that a lot of guys have had to have shown, especially with the record being what it was, and a lot of patience, I would imagine, for you. Challenging year for you this year, Coach?
All years are challenging. This one, when you have great expectations, and we did, and we still do, and you don't measure up to what you expect, it's disappointing, and yet it's real. It is who we are right now. We've gone through a stretch for a great part of the season where we were just the opposite of what we'd grown accustomed to seeing in a San Diego State team. We couldn't win a close game. We found ways not to close games, whereas before we did all the things. No matter how we played, we found a way to win at the end. We're slowly, I believe, Dan, starting to get back to that stage. I've made the statement, we've really played well and practiced well since way back to Air Force, the bad loss that we had at Air Force, 60-57. Since then, our practices have been better and our performance has been better, with one blip on the radar, and that was at San Jose State. So that's quite a few games, and reasons, probably a lot of them. One, we're healthier. We've had the availability of all our players more times than not, which means so much. They've been available to practice as well as just show up and play in the game and not be able to practice. That's been helpful. You win a game, you get a little bit more confident that, we're on the right track. And then if you can string a couple together like we now have, you believe, hey, maybe we found what we need to find to continue to move forward. We'll see. I love our team. We've got great kids. No one likes not winning. We're trying. We've tried hard even when we weren't, but we're in that groove now where we're playing well, believing in one another, and I like the feel that we have in the locker room and on the court. So we'll see tonight against a very good Fresno State team that we wound up winning up there in a very, very close game. And they're nipping at our heels, one game behind us in the loss side. So it should be a really good game tonight.
Coach, are you starting to see the identity of a team? And I always ask a coach this question because the identity of the team, to me, always results in your practice and how you go about your practice. Are you practicing game tempo? Are you taking every practice serious? Is there a sense of urgency? And those are the things that I was always worried. I was always anxious and stuff. Our coaches always kept us on our toes, no matter how good we were doing or bad we were doing. But there was always an identity on our team, and that comes with leadership. Are you seeing those two characteristics start to come up here a little bit later in the year now, Coach?
We're better in terms of what I said before, Dan, and our players would tell you this. Our practices have been the way they need to be almost all the time. It's hard. It's hard when you have a season that really starts when school starts.
Yeah.
August 29th, we started. So it's a grind. It's a long season. So you have to know when to push and when to pull, and when to pat and hug, and when to kick them in the behind, and all of those things factor in, and they have to know that too. We've got 4 seniors on our team that are, quote, not the most heralded of the group on the team, but they're very valuable to what we do. And I think I've heard you talk about veteran, or in our world, senior leadership and the importance of that. And we've gotten it. I think that Corey Allen is a great example, a tremendous leader by example. Doesn't say a lot, but he's a worker. He's our best defender. He now, Dan, is the number one offensively efficient player in the conference with his field goal efficiency rating. So he's not just a one-hit wonder, and he's taken great pride in what he's done. And De'Ara Williams, who doesn't play a lot, but has given us tremendous value when he's come in to play. Matt Shrigley had 16 points in the first half in our last game against Vegas, and he's unafraid. All he wants to do is win. And the addition of Valentine, our Washington State transfer, gives us a steady presence in the middle. So we've gotten that. And then we've gotten guys like Malik Pope back healthy, playing the best basketball since he's been at San Diego State over a longer stretch. We need to continue that. And Trey Kell is the guy that right now you would say he's the guy that needs the ball when winning is on the line to make the right decision. He's very smart. He's made some big, big baskets the last 4 or 5 games to either get us ahead, keep us ahead, close the gap, and he can do that. And he's starting to say, I want to do that. So it's been a slow process, but I see some of that you're talking about.
Setting the bar, Coach, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing sometimes. I mean, when you have expectations of, winning 25-plus games every year, and when you fall a little short of that a little bit, you do this, right? Hey, right? It's like it's a good thing and yet a bad thing.
I guess I would agree with you. I know that I would much rather have the expectations that we have as opposed to those that were there for us when we came in '99, where just winning a game was a major accomplishment. There's nothing wrong with, all of us wanting for more. I do think that you have to, both inside and outside, appreciate effort, appreciate success, appreciate the consistency, and know that that's been there. That's been there. And I think we've had that also. I know that, when you are 16-10, which is what we are now, which is pretty good in a lot of places, but we expected to win the conference. We expected to make the NCAA tournament. We expected to have the kind of success we've seen here the last 8 or 9 years, and right now we don't have that. With New Mexico losing last night, we have inched our way up into 4th place, a precarious 4th place where we're a win away from saying, well, we might be in a tie for 5th and 6th. So we need to keep on plugging. Will we win the conference? We've got 4 games left. Probably not. It'll take a major miracle for that to happen because we got 3 teams ahead of us. Could we win the Mountain West Conference tournament? Absolutely. And we haven't done that for a while. So we still got a lot of road to travel before our season ends, and we want to travel longer than some people might think we're able to, so which would mean going in and winning 3 games in Vegas in a couple of weeks.
Well, Coach, I can't wait. I'll tell you what, you're one of my favorite people on the planet when it comes to dealing with young athletes, and no coincidence, Kawhi Leonard's one of the top 3 players in the NBA, and now you see Pelinka, now the general manager of the Lakers. That's a testament to your guys, and again, such a different style of players and the different characteristics of each and every single guy, from Jalen Rose to Chris Webber to what you see with Pope and all that. I see why people always come on and always do well for you, and we'll win that Mountain West. And people need to get out the VA house out there, too. Coach, thank you so much. It's always awesome talking to you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you having me on.
You bet. Steve Fisher. Love him.